Hi, this is Andy Newell with the FasterSkier Nordic Team Solutions Lillehammer Triple World Cup Preview. We call this a triple because it will be back-to-back-to-back races with a pursuit finish on Sunday with added World Cup points and added prize money for how you finish at the end of the tour. We start things off with a skate sprint. The women's sprint course is a pretty straightforward two-climb course. What makes Lillehammer pretty unique is this screaming fast downhill with this sharp left-hander. Climbing back up into the stadium, this course is a bit of a leg burner, we say, because you have to be working the entire time because the downhills are so technical and fast. Let's take a look at a sprint heat from the last skate sprint here in 2014. What makes Lillehammer a great venue is that these courses have been totally redesigned and re-engineered since the '94 Olympics. So there's plenty of room to pass out here, super wide tracks, and also super challenging tracks for all these athletes. Coming into the first hill, this is a medium-sized climb, and it has kind of a stair-step feature to it. So steep enough to V1 up through this next section, and then you'll see athletes kind of stretch things out with the V2 as they come into the second part of the climb. Being able to change gears and use different techniques from V1 to V2 is super important for all athletes up this climb. This is where the women continue on straight. The men will turn right for their second hill. At this point, the athletes are really trying to save energy because it's really going to come down to that final climb. Coming into the downhill, this is that super fast downhill I talked about. This is what makes the course a leg burner. You can see this left-hander, you have to be working the entire time, puts a lot of pressure on the legs, but being able to carry your momentum out of this corner is super important as you reach the last climb. Here you're going to see skate sprinters coming 2 or 3 wide, plenty of room to pass on this last uphill. This is when fitness becomes super important. This course is a bit longer than Ruka, so you're going to see distance skiers and sprinters mixing it up. Here Marit Bjørgen's really pushing the pace. Pushing over the top of the hill is very important on this course because you're going to carry momentum through this S-turn downhill, which will bring you to the lanes. In my opinion, the most important feature of this sprint course is this last sweeping left-hand corner into the lanes. Athletes who can skate really well around this corner and carry their speed into the lanes are going to be able to pass other skiers and cross the finish line first. A look at the men's course. This course has an added hill and an added couple hundred meters at 1,500 meters. This course will definitely benefit some of the distance skiers. And since this is a triple, that means there'll be more distance skiers on the start list in this sprint than in a normal World Cup race. Here's a look at a heat from 2014. Again, you're going to see the men, I think, start a little bit more controlled. This course is very long, plenty of room to pass, and it also is going to be to your advantage to kind of save energy out the back. Everyone doing a good job of staying relaxed. You're going to see some long V1. No one's going to be hop skating up the first climb. Right now it's about staying relaxed, saving your energy so you can really punch it up that last climb before you drop into the stadium. At this point, you could be sitting in 4th or 5th or even 6th place and still have a good chance of moving on. This is the added section of the men's course. This section of the course is pretty rolly, so I think being able to carry momentum over the tops of the hills is very important. This is one of the added hills. The men will come up here. The course is a little bit more narrow here. But again, they're going to come into that downhill and they're going to be kind of fighting for position. You don't want anybody to crash in front of you on this downhill. So being able to set your own line, carry speed around this sweeping left-hand corner, and of course carrying as much speed as you can into the final climb. This is when it becomes a really big guts race. You're going to see people really putting the hammer down here. Finn Hagen-Krogh off the front, a great V1, pushing over the top of the hill. There is a chance to catch a draft on this downhill, but again, it's going to be more about cornering than just about drafting because it's an S-turn downhill. Over a little bump into the stadium, again, you're going to see athletes pushing a lot of speed. You can see the skier in second there did a really good job of carrying speed around the corner, and he ended up crossing the finish line first. Saturday's individual start race will be raced on the 5K loop. You can see from the profile about 3K, there's a massive climb. This is one of the most sustained climbs we have on the World Cup. This shot of Vang and Kalla, this is them skiing at the bottom of the climb. This climb's about 4 minutes long. It's kind of unprecedented how long it is, so you have to be really cognizant of your pacing, and it's really going to favor those athletes with the big engines. Here you can see Kalla trying to put the hammer down. She's going to try to put Vang in the pain cave. Being able to switch up your techniques is very important. This climb has a number of different grades. Kalla's doing a great job of staying light on her feet and just using her fitness to her advantage. This hill is so long that you're able to make up a good chunk of time in just a short distance. So if you're feeling good on this climb, look for athletes to really push the pace and put the hurt down on their competition. And again, those downhills are so fast, there's not much rest happening. Sunday's pursuit is raced on the same course, 5K loops. With that massive climb at 3K, look for athletes to stretch things out as usual. Look for the sprinters and the other more fast switch athletes to try to sit back in the pack and try to save energy as much as they can as they climb. This is a shot of the base of the climb. Man-made snow out here in Lillehammer most of the time, and what makes man-made snow unique is that it will often wear your wax a bit faster than natural snow. So being able to maintain good classic skiing technique is going to be crucial. Classic skiers that have that nice flowy technique are going to be able to kick all the way up this hill. Athletes, as they get tired, you're going to begin to see them slip and struggle. Holland here, he's an athlete with a big engine. He's going to be doing what a lot of the pure distance athletes will be doing, which is pushing the pace and trying to stretch things out over the hill. I wouldn't be surprised to see athletes like Harvey, Clabo, other athletes that have super fast finishes to just knock back their effort a tiny bit and sit back in the pack during that climb and try to save their energy for a sprint finish, because I think it will come down to multiple skiers coming into the stadium in the final kilometers. I'm Andy Newell, and this was your FasterSkier Nordic Team Solutions Lillehammer World Cup preview.